Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Marie's Vermont Creations, and today I am participating in a mixed media hop. This is not something that I normally do. I'm not big on mixed media projects, but when I purchased these Marabu Easy Marble paints recently for Catherine Kelly's 1,000 subscriber hop, I absolutely fell in love with them, and I have done them on various types of paper, but I wanted to try them on something 3D, so I bought some wooden frames to dip into these paints. I've only done one so far because I wasn't sure how they were going to turn out or how they were going to dry, so I opted to just do the one for now. I will list the paints that I am using in the description box below, but there is really no rhyme or reason. I'm just dropping them in. I would give this tip for this large amount of water, start with a darker color, because the first color I kept putting a lot in, as you noticed. It's because I had no idea it was actually, it wasn't showing up in there until I added the second color, and I was like, oh, there really is a layer in there. So I would start with a little bit darker color. It gives you a base to know where all of your other colors are. Just a little tidbit that I didn't realize at the time when I grabbed such a light color. And then here I'm adding in a pink. I probably would have skipped this. Because right now I'm like, oh, after I put it in, I was like, oh, I don't really love that. But in the end, it turned out fine. And then I have a wooden skewer that I use specifically for these paints, and I'm just going to give it a quick swirl. You don't want to move it too much because it will start to separate, because you do have a short window of time to get your item into the paint. So here's the wooden frame I got real cheap at Walmart. I'm just going to figure out how I want that in there and just plunge it in. I am wearing gloves. I do find these paints to be very sticky, and they are very stinky. So if the smells of things bother you, it kind of smells like spray paint. So if those things bother you, this may not be one of the things that you would want to do. So I'm going to clean this up. I let it sit aside and dry. It didn't take a long time to dry. And there is the finished frame from the front. I did take the back and paint it with a coat of just white acrylic paint, just because it had a thin like swirls where it didn't coat it. I guess you could redo it again and do the back side, but I didn't know what it would do to the front, so I just used some acrylic paint. I have some glitter paper here and this huge love die that I have cut out of some white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere with some art glitter glue the love sentiment to the glitter paper, and then I'm going to adhere the glitter paper to the back of the frame. I had a different design when I originally started to do this. I had my Cricut cut out some letters, and I was going to put some names on it, but I couldn't decide if I wanted them in white or if I wanted them in black, and it turns out I didn't like either one of them. Actually, on the frame, it was too busy and it got too lost. So let me know what kind of mixed media projects you like to do, or do you shy away from doing mixed media projects? I am looking forward to doing the other frame that I have, or other items. I have seen videos of people using these paints to dip tumblers and then put a coat of the, I can't think of what the clear stuff over it to seal it in. So I think that would be a lot of fun. Kiona's starting to do some tumblers like that, different designs and things. So I'm very interested in all of that, and I'm fascinated with watching it. I've never tried it, but I definitely love to watch other people do it. So once I get this adhered down, I'm just going to run through. I do have a stash of backgrounds that I have done for cards, because prior to doing this frame, this is how I typically would utilize these paints, is by making backgrounds. So I do have a little collection of them since I've gotten the newer colors. So once I get this all adhered down, I'm just going to show you some of the backgrounds that I have and a few finished card projects that I have done with some of these backgrounds. But this is just a still shot of the frame with all of the sentiment and glitter. So I'm just going to lay these out onto the table. These are all done on Yupo paper. That's the paper that I prefer to use using these paints, but completely up to you. It does work with other types of paint, or types of paper. So here are going to be a few finished cards. And I stuck with birthday cards. I seem to be needing these. That was recently part of another hop that I did. The next hopper is going to be in the description box below, so click down there so you can follow along and see everyone's great projects. So as always, I hope that you have a great day.